Okay, so once again, you are welcome in our lecture series under the subject Human Rights Education. So in this video, our discussion is on the prohibition on excessive fines and inhumane punishment. And at the end of this lecture, the viewers or the learners are expected to understand the prohibition on excessive fines and the provisions on the prohibition on inhumane punishment. So Section 19, Paragraph 1 of the Bill of Rights of the 1987 Philippine Constitution states that excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted. Neither shall death penalty be imposed unless for compelling reasons involving heinous crimes. The Congress hereafter provides for it. Any death penalty already imposed shall be reduced to reclusion perpetua. Okay, so it says there excessive fines. Okay, so say for example, the misdemeanor that you committed, yung nagawa mo na violation ay hindi naman siya ganon ka-severe. Okay, tapos ang fine sa'yo ay masyadong mataas, 10,000 pesos, no? So that is an example of excessive fine actually, more than the amount of the damage, okay? More than the amount of the injury. Okay, so the government is particularly the legislative branch of the government is very cautious in promulgating laws that may cause excessive fines. Okay? So, tinitignan nila yung mga factors nito, yung mga effect nito, at tinitignan nila kung baka naman masyadong malaki yung fine na ipapataw sa isang violator. Okay, so now it says there, nor cruel or degrading or inhuman punishment inflicted. So sa ibang bansa, meron silang mga 100 lashes yung pinapalo na hubad yung tao. Okay, so maraming ganon, may mga corporal punishment sila sa mga prisoners, sa mga criminal or sa mga convicted person. But in our country, the only punishment that we give is the fine and penalty. Okay, so either fine or penalty or both. Okay, imprisonment and fine. Okay, so yun lang ating pinapataw niyan. But unlike in other countries, they allow yung sabi ko nga corporal punishment. And it says here in second statement, neither shall death penalty be imposed. So matatanggal yung death penalty or tinanggal ng 1987 Constitution yung death penalty. However, no, may condition for compelling reasons involving heinous crimes. Meaning, if after 1987 ay may mga justifiable cause na ibalik ang death penalty, it will now be under the responsibility of the Congress, the lower house and the upper house. Okay, so in 1987, when the Constitution was ratified, all those people who were incarcerated in the National Bilibid Prison, who were in the death row, all of them, their penalties became we call it life imprisonment. Now, your revised penal code still says there the capital punishment reclusion perpetua to death. Okay? So hindi pa yan tinatanggal yung nakalagay doon na reclusion perpetua to death na mga penalty because remember that the 1987 Constitution did not totally remove death penalty. It is conditional. Okay? Conditional siya, pwedeng bumalik, pwedeng hindi, depende ngayon sa Congress. So looking back on death penalty in the Philippines, it was impossible or it was observed since the pre-Hispanic time up to 1987. So bago pa man dumating yung Espanyol, mayroon ng death penalty among the early islanders or among the early Filipinos. And during the Spanish time, the common methods were firing squad and garrote. So you have Jose Rizal who died by firing squad. Garrote, yan yung parang kanyan, yung binibigtian, ano? And ang namatay dyan, of course, ay si Nagomborsa, si Father Gomez Burgos and Zamora. Yan, so yan ang mga common methods. So allowed ang death penalty during those times. Okay, and again when the Americans came, they abolished the garrote in 1902. So tinanggal 'yon. So firing squad lang ang inaalaw nila noon. Okay, remember that even Andres Bonifacio was sentenced to die by death or to was punished by death penalty actually. So siya ay namatay sa firing squad during the revolutionary period na mga panahon na yan before the arrival of the Americans. Okay, so tinanggal yung garrote kasi napaka-inhuman. Pero in 1926, the Americans introduced the electric chair. Silang gumagamit noon, no other country was using that actually. At nagamit yung electric chair sa Pilipinas until 1976. Okay, so since 1946, on the other hand, ang mga punishable for death were murder, rape, and treason. By the way, during the pre-Hispanic time, maraming kwan dyan. Pwede yung mga political crimes, pwede yung mga military crimes, pwedeng punishable by death penalty. But when we gained our independence in 1946, those convicted of murder, rape, and treason were handed the death penalty. Actually, even the late President Marcos was sentenced to die, supposedly, no, by firing squad, or electric chair, with the death of the governor of Ilocos Norte during his time, okay, or during the time of his father. So again, during the Marcos regime, the President Marcos was very harsh to the drug traffickers. So he ordered for the firing squad of Lem Sing, no, the drug lord. Okay, and even the rapist of Marian, I don't know who's that, Maggie de la Rosa. I forgot the name of that prominent actress during his time who was gang raped at yung mga pumatay doon ay by firing squad at yan ay tinatawag natin pinakita pa sa mga publiko, no? Inopen sa public para makita yon. So here comes 1987 Constitution. It conditionally prohibited death penalty, which I have already explained a while back. Now, during the time of Fidel B. Ramos, okay, since there were increase of heinous crimes during his time, so they came up with the Republic Act 7659 or the Heinous Crime Act or the Heinous Crime Act of 1993, which also restored death penalty by electric chair and supposedly by lethal injection. But during that time, wala pang gas chamber or wala pang chamber for lethal injection in the Philippines during that time. Okay, so it was only in 1996 the Republic Act 8177 was enacted, okay, replacing now the electric chair into lethal injection. So bakit pinalitan yan, no? Bakit yung firing squad tinanggal, yung garrote tinanggal, at yung electric chair ay tinanggal? Kasi masyadong masakit yung kanon, masyadong napaka-inhumane. Hindi kaagad namamatay yung tao. Whereas sa lethal injection, kaya yan ang inapprovean nila kasi killing me softly yan, hindi mararamdaman ng tao na mamatay na siya. Okay? Siya ay tutusukan siya ng pampatulog. Pag nakatulog na siya, saka siya tutusukan ng nakakamatay na lason. So hindi niya namalayan na siya namatay. Dito sa electric chair, dito sa firing squad, napaka-inhumane yan kaya pinalitan ng lethal injection. However, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo was an advocate of the removal of death penalty. That's why during her time, with the Congress in her time, they enacted Republic Act 9346 in 2006, and again this suspended the death penalty, meaning the death penalty may be reimposable again in this country. So depending on the government, depending on the president, depending on the Congress, as well as depending on what will happen in the future. Okay, so for now, death penalty in the country is suspended by Republic Act 9346. So at present, there are glamours, no? There are glamours of bringing back death penalty because of increasing numbers of heinous crimes, okay? So napaka-brutal ang mga pagpatay ng mga tao ngayon, okay? So napakarami niyan. So naka-reserve pa rin 'yan. So again, depende 'yan sa tinatawag natin sa mangyayari sa mga susunod na mapanahon ng ating bansa. So here's the scenario. Johnson was convicted for a crime which carries with the death penalty. What will happen to the penalty imposed against Johnson? Again, by virtue of the 1987 Constitution, it will be reduced to reclusion perpetua, okay, or life sentence. Yan ang mangyayari dyan sa kanyang kaso. Kaya lahat ngayon, kahit death penalty supposedly mga yan, nakalagay sa revised penal code natin, well, automatically, reclusion perpetua ang mangyayari sa kanyang penalty. So, Section 19, Paragraph 2, it says there, the employment of physical, psychological, or degrading punishment against any prisoner or detainee or the use of substandard or inadequate penal facilities under subhuman conditions shall be dealt with by law. Okay? So, you have some graphics beside the text. Of course, they are not from the country. And those are gruesome way of, we call it punishment or punishing prisoners. And our Philippine Constitution prohibits those inhumane. Although in reality, there are things, okay, na tinotorture ng mga tawag natin mga hardened criminals. So there are cases like that. But I'm not saying that everyone is doing it. Okay, in fact, there was a investigation conducted by the United Nations na mataas ang mga violation of human rights in our prisons, in our jail establishment. Okay, so because of those reports, the country or the Philippines enacted Republic Act 10575, an act strengthening the Bureau of Corrections, that is for national prisoners, and providing funds therefore. Okay, so the short title is the Bureau of Corrections Act of 2013. Okay, what is it? So the basis of this law is the state policy to promote the general welfare and safeguard the basic rights of every prisoner incarcerated in our national penitentiary. So ini-ensure, okay, that the state will strengthen the government capability aimed towards the institutionalization of highly efficient and competent correctional services so that mabawasan or matanggal totally yung mga inhumane na mga treatment ng mga prisoners natin, no? Na minsan na nabibigyan sila ng rights pero imagine yon, mas maganda pa yung buhay na nakakulong, 3 beses ka isang araw kaysa hindi nakakulong, baka bihira siyang kakain. Okay? Now, how about the Bible? What does the Bible say about the death penalty? Well, in the Old Testament, particularly Exodus 21:12, it states that whoever strikes a man so that he dies shall be put to death. In other words, retribution, no? So there was death penalty. And even up to the time of our Lord Jesus Christ, there was death penalty actually. In fact, our Lord Jesus Christ was sentenced to die by crucifixion on the cross. Okay? So he said that in Matthew's gospel, he said that if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. So he was referring to, we call it to forgiveness. Even in, we call it, when Mary Magdalene, the prostitute, he was about to be stoned to death, no? Babatuhin na siya, papatay na siya kasi prostitute siya. Ano ang sabi ng ating Panginoon sa mga tao doon? Ang sabi ay sinasabi doon na ibato ang unang bato yung mga walang kasalanan sa inyo. So everybody started to turn around because they realized that they too were sinners. Okay? So, but of course, if you're going to get the totality of the Bible, talagang ina-allow din naman ang death penalty sa Bible. Okay? So with that, thank you for listening. Once again, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching. So God bless you all.